Hello, shalom, hola, and welcome to the Spiritual Life with Mystic Reverend Travis Tidwell. I'm here with Ashley,
Good evening.
special guest here, spiritual family. I'm here with my executive producer, Athena, who's also a high priestess, sacred dragon, and the executive producer, my daughter. And this podcast is being powered by Yahweh, the Lord God, and the Holy and Divine Spirit, and Sacred Dragon, and Hermes, Mercurius, Trismegistus, and all those involved in my life who have, been with me this whole time as I am on my journey here, sharing with people, empowering people through my knowledge and experience.
Me included.
You included. That's
Me
right,
included.
the little high priestess right here, so, in the flesh. This is all real. There's no fakeness in anything I'm doing, or these women are doing, or people in my circle. This is all pretty much legit old school style, and I've been on my path for 32 years, and so this has been kind of a great experience for me, a journey, but it's also been nice to share it with other people and show them how this is working, Tonight we're talking about twin flames.
I know this is everyone's favorite topic.
Oh my God. Well, as we're here, water is falling everywhere. As we're here, burning frankincense, cleansing the air, and promoting positive energy.
Energy of love for the month
That's
of
right,
February.
energy of love. That's right. And Ashley recently did a women's group, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was very fantastic. It was nice. And what had happened after was a few people had asked if I would be doing the next one. So I knew that I'm ready to do a few more. So it was a nice opening. Welcome.
Okay, because that's important.
Yes, and I felt like everyone felt empowered. I'd like to think so. I think someone called me after for coffee, so that was nice. So it was also a nice networking opportunity.
Yeah, you bet. And it's also just a very powerful time for you to be putting that positive energy out there. And I think that's what it's really all about, is putting that positive energy out there. I think if you're doing that, you're doing part of the great work. You're participating in the divine plan. That's what it's all about, And women do need empowerment,
Now more than ever. Actually, I'm so glad you said that. So today I went to the nail salon and I heard on the news that over 2 million women have had to leave the workforce to be stay-at-home mothers.
Right.
And it's just like, man, they have to give up, their dreams and aspirations to get down to basics. It's like everyone's being completely affected by COVID. It's just crazy.
No, that's very true, and this society's been geared that way. And God bless all women out there.
Yes, you guys are all goddesses. Anyone
big
listening?
Time. And but here's the deal, it has been very tough. Women have their own passions and desires now. It was not that way in the beginning. Everybody was designed to be a housewife. And there are women who have stepped up and been doing big things. And that's from military combat and beyond. Look at Vice President. I mean, my God, it's a great time for women.
So what would be a good motto for women when it comes to finding their twin flame? Because that you want to expect and find this other person in your life that's going to complete you, and I know exactly how you feel about it.
We've talked about this before.
So I want everyone listening to hear what your motto is about.
Well,
this.
first of all, there's been a lot of talk about twin flames over the years, and I've been around the block, and being a spiritual teacher and being a clairvoyant medium for a living. There's just something about this whole myth that doesn't stand true to me now. I know that we have multiple soulmates. I know this. I know that we have multiple soulmates. So
Absolutely.
I could say you're my soulmate. People come to me and they go, is this guy my soulmate? And I go, he's a soulmate, but he might not be the soulmate. There's a difference there. We all have more than one soulmate, thank God. So that just depends on the person. But when you start talking twin flame, I mean,
which is a whole different layer of complication.
Yeah. I want to hear your voice in that mic there, Ashley.
Sorry.
Yeah. Not really. It's. I mean, we're being videotaped right now, and so it's kind of awkward for me to be leaning over this all the time. But at some point, I've listened to this, and if I'm not,
Talking into the mic,
Yeah,
we
it's
sound
harder for
so
people.
far.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But going back to this twin flame thing, yeah. So first of all, let's talk before we get really into the twin flame. Let's talk about soulmate for just a moment, and not only soulmate, but let's also use the word kindred soul. And the kindred soul is somebody who you feel really connected to, but maybe more like a brother or sister than you do intimately. You know what I mean? A soulmate is somebody who you have a sexual attraction with and you feel connected to.
So I've heard differently though. So I heard that other people, such as your friends, families, can also be a certain level of soulmate for individuals. So how do you feel about that? Because they can be your soulmate on a level of like friendship, someone that's always been consistently there. Somebody that you just feel like you've been connected with in a previous life.
Excuse me. Let me tell you this because I also do past life reading. I do past life readings.
Check it out on the website.
And I've been very, very accurate with what I do. And here's the thing. In the past life, you could have been somebody who was connected in different ways with this person. I've done readings where in a past life, these guys that were together were brother-sister before. And they were in an intimate relationship.
In a previous life?
Yes.
Oh, that must be a little awkward.
Well, but it also kind of figures it out in some way to some people. And I'm not sure if that was a long-lasting relationship or not, to be very honest with you. But there's different reasons for different things, and so past life has a lot to do with this now, especially in this life, because people are more conscious of really who they are. Sexually, transgender, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
And it continues to grow.
It continues to expand. It's just going to do nothing but expand. And a lot of this comes from past life. We have all these different overlays upon our souls. And these overlays kind of block us from knowing who we are, where we come from, what our true will is, you know what I'm saying, who created us, things of this nature, because it's been overlaid by materialism. All right? So most people don't think of this, okay? But this is how this really kind of happens. So long story short, when we're born in this life, all these different things we experienced in past lives, we still have within us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We carry that
Encoded
with
into
us.
the soul.
That's right. It's in the soul, just like in that Fool card and that bag, the memories to the soul. But at some point in this life, we're meeting people who are soulmates. We're completing the relationship and we're moving on. And it's called completing karma. A lot of people in life, I've been counseling for 32 years, and a lot of people have been in these bad, toxic relationships. We did a toxic show recently, which is going to be unloaded soon here. And we know that these kind of soulmate situations have outworn themselves. So most people don't have the strength to say, okay, it's time for me to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Because
for whatever reason.
Well, I think that there's a certain kind of standard that's embedded within society that's just like, no, you work it out, no matter how bad
that's
it
the
gets.
That's the old school.
So I think that
that's
people,
my mom's generation.
And people feel shamed. Like, and most importantly, it starts at home from their family. They're like,
well, they're saying, well, he beats me. That's okay, honey. He's your husband. You got to learn how to deal with it. I mean, no, that's not how that works. See, then you're admitting that love is pain.
And
that's
love
the
is not
first
pain.
thing you're admitting is that love is pain. Okay? And love is the only four-letter word that's going to take you to your highest bliss in life, or it's going to bring you down to your darkest, deepest hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Pretty much. So there's a lot there to investigate in emotions and your emotional body in this thing called love, this thing called soulmate, this thing called kindred soul, and then we have this other thing called twin flame. I mean,
what about karmic soul ties or karmic soulmates?
It's the same thing. If you're a soulmate, there's karma there. Let me give you an example. So you're with somebody, you're with them for 10 years, you get divorced. Well, that just means that your karma ended and you completed it, and it's time to move on to your next karmic situation.
Absolutely. It's like you're divorced.
There is no failure. I've had people say, I've been married and divorced 3 times, by the way. So the people, you've had failures. I go, excuse me?
Call them opportunities.
I go, no, I call that completed karma. Each one of these women I've had karma with, I was with them for so long, and obviously when it ended, that means the karma was completed, and it was time for me to move on to my next karmic experience, because I'm living in the 8th evolution. This is a very cosmic, universal time for us, and we're processing karma in our lives now. Boom, quicker. Past life, we got a connection. Boom, let's figure it out. Boom, okay, boom, we just did.
So we can get the hell over this and keep it moving.
Go to we now, and there should be a time for a lot of people who are refining to one soulmate, you know what I'm saying, depending on how they live their life and where they're living it and who they are. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own circumstance.
Of course.
But when it comes down to twin flame, oh my
So
God.
I know a lot of people
That's just
continuously say that when it comes to your twin flame, they would never
funny.
wish that upon their worst enemy. It's always some
Well,
crazy fucking situation where it just makes it seem impossible. So
well,
this is what
no.
other people have in their mind.
No, no.
How do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, like I said, I've been counseling people for a long time, and the girl tells me, I'm in love with this guy, and he's my twin flame. I go, oh, really? I go, how do you know that? And she goes, well, we connect on all these different levels, intimately and mentally, and I go, okay. I go, well, that's great. I go, where is he? She goes, well, he's married with 4 kids, and
Yeah.
wait, this is just killing me here, man. I almost couldn't compose myself. I was like,
You're
baby,
like, that's absolutely not it.
baby, you're lost. Because the definition of a twin flame, the perfect definition of a twin flame is for 2 people to bond. If you're going to look at a twin flame with no interruptions, no challenges, they're there together, they're happy, there's harmony mentally, physically, sexually, emotionally.
The passion's all
It's
there.
and every level is just a consistent 24 bliss. Think about it.
I don't know. I feel indifferent about it. I feel like sometimes I don't think that even though everything's supposed to mirror each other, but not all the time will it be completely
No.
in sync.
No.
Like transition.
Take it back. You said twin flame, baby.
Yeah.
That's the reflection, the exact same reflection. So,
but how about if someone's like getting
there-
out of a relationship and someone has to take a little bit longer to get out of that
well,
relationship?
that's fine.
So within like
it's
a 3
called
month.
karma. It's just all called karma. But make no mistake, you have to really look at what you're saying here. I mean, that's why I'm just telling us that we have more than one soulmate. A twin flame has to be that connected and that high. And trust me, I've had deceivers out there who really tried to make me think they were my twin flame. I've been there, but beyond my own personal experience.
He's a little bitter. I'm sorry.
No,
people.
not at
Just
all.
kidding.
I love women and I love love and I'll probably get married again. But here's the whole deal.
Sorry, Athena.
The thing about twin flames is that it continues. There would have to be this really strong bonding on every level. It would be 2 flames intertwining. That's what a twin flame is. But it's really been misinterpreted, I feel. Because, like I said, we all have soulmates. And a soulmate's a person, we're going to have ups and downs, but we're going to work it out, you know what I'm saying? But when our karma is completed, if it is completed, then we will be moving on. Because one of us is going to be miserable till one leaves.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a lot of people who've been married for 25, 30, and I respect and I honor all of them. I know there's that, that's great,
So can you ask, let me ask you this. How about for people that are in marriages that feel that they met their twin flame with someone else and now they're just like completely
Well, that's that
just
relationship
torn?
I was just talking about. This guy, he told this girl that he was connected to her in all these different ways, but he would never leave his wife. I mean,
Guys never leave their wives. I don't know what guys barely leave who they're with.
Yeah, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it now. There's no holding back.
Yeah, it has to just happen at spur of the moment, like that moment.
That's been a line used in many readings with men for women that I've read, for whatever reason. But yeah, you're right about that.
So, from your experience, do you feel with a lot of the individuals you counsel, and just over the years in general, that a lot of people in marriages are still in love with other people?
Well, here's what I feel. Most people who are in long-term marriages right now that are really unhappy, they love each other, but they're not in love with each other no more.
And so, do you think
they
you can
probably
rekindle that?
They have maybe do some porn. I don't know. Bring somebody in the mix. Hey, who knows?
No, I mean, I wouldn't. I feel like I don't know if I would.
My
take
daughter
it to
said,
that.
"I'm sorry, baby." Hey, baby. No.
Let's not go to those extremes. Like, what can you do?
No,
Can I get,
no. But I'm just being,
whips,
as an
chains, and
adult, I'm being.
handcuffs?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Same thing. No, it's the same thing because, at some point you've lost the luster life for each other, and the luster life is that lust, that passion. Is to do something together. Normally, love should ignite that in many different ways. But what happens, I feel, is that a lot of people have confined themselves to these traditional type of marriages where the woman's always below the guy, on some level, and there really is no feeling of God goddess vibration. There's a point of creating life together, but really still in some way not respecting it. You know what I'm saying? We talk about moms not working. Moms shouldn't have to work anyway. If they want to have a passion while they're at home with the kids, sure, why not do it?
But a lot of women do choose to.
For those women who want to
though.
achieve in life, go get them, girl. You go, baby. I'm serious.
Get them, tiger.
Yeah. My biggest concern is children.
Yeah.
If they're not getting parental guidance and there's no bonding with the parent, how are they going to grow?
I feel like parents parent their children less and less as time progresses. I've noticed.
Depends on the daycare they put them in, or who's babysitting
it's just like
them.
Right now it's like working a 9 to 5, coming home, doing dinner, shower, bedtime, homework. It's just like, when are you spending quality time? And it's like, when is there time for mom? And when is there time for mom and dad?
Yeah, they're really in the real world. There isn't.
No, there isn't.
After she takes care of the kids and takes care of dad, it's pretty much time to go to sleep.
Exactly.
So, you poor women. I'm looking at my daughter as we speak here. Yeah, hey, what's up, baby? But going back to the twin flame again, so our first twin flame, honestly, is within ourselves. When we twin flame ourselves, then, we're happy alone. We're happy with somebody. Nobody's going to make my life unhappy because they're not here. I'm happy. I love love. And I know that love is the most powerful feeling in the world.
So let me recap what you just said. So in retrospect, twin flames should be effortless. Number one, actually, let's start from the beginning. Your twin flame should start with yourself.
Well, honestly, if you really wanted to pursue the true path of the twin flame,
tell me,
sure.
Sensei, tell me.
Yeah, it's just like I say, I marry spirit. Spirit's my bride, I'm her groom. You marry spirit, you're her groom. Spirit, you're the bride. Spirit's your groom. I mean, when you make that marriage, that's your twin flame. Because you're loving yourself enough to keep toxic people out of your life.
Yeah, and that's the power of self-love. Oh my gosh.
It is the power of self, but you're also living by the 10 Commandments. You have a foundation, and you have 10 laws of integrity. You have a moral compass.
Do you feel like this generation has relinquished all control from
integrity? I think it's a freaky generation for sure.
Yeah, it's a little chaotic.
Yeah, these new millennium girls are crazy, baby. They're crazy, but a lot of fun. But yeah, they're crazy. There's just a lot of misleading information out there. There's just a lot of kids, a lot of young people who don't have a foundation, and we all need a foundation. You don't have to go to church to pray or to speak to the higher self. And when we talk about twin flame, I mean, again, that takes time to meditate. That takes time to pray. That takes time to figure out who you are. To love yourself enough, again, to say, look, I love you, but I can't be with you, and I love you to be somewhere else.
Absolutely.
You don't have to end a relationship by being a jerk about it and being a bitch or or a bastard. You can be a nice guy, a nice girl. Say, hey, look, I love you.
People get vindictive though. Like, even it's just because they want the other person to hurt as much as they're hurt.
Well, yeah, because one person wants to leave, one person doesn't want to leave, and the person who doesn't want to leave is normally the vindictive one.
Of course.
But we all have to learn how to let go with unconditional love. Love has to be unconditional, and we go back to. Again, the soulmate thing. We feel like this person's my soulmate, which means, now you're made out of my rib, like Adam and Eve kind of stuff. So I own you because of that feeling that you were made out of my rib, and you get this whole
that's a little
ancient
extreme,
kind of
archaic,
ancient traditional.
Obsolete
look in Saudi Arabia,
mindset.
they were just authorized to learn how to drive cars. I mean, you have to think where women have come over the years, all the thousands of years. I mean, especially even in America. How long have women been voting now? Not as long as we think.
Like 60 years, maybe. Yeah. I'm sorry, don't quote me on that. I'm not a historian. Yeah. But then
should
again,
we Google it? No.
Should we? I could.
Never fine.
Okay, so to recap, so twin flame starts with the soft. Second, with the typical meaning of twin flame would be it should be effortless, and you guys should mirror each other.
If you feel like you have somebody in your life who you consider a twin flame, and he's with you or she's with you, and you're living together, and it's all that in a bag of chips, and you say that you are, because everybody's in love in the beginning. The honeymoon lasts for a while.
Like 3 months.
Sometimes longer. I mean, my first marriage was 13 years, and that was a long time for me. But, I feel at some point you have to really look at that aspect of your life, and then at that point know if it's that great that you'll be together that long and things should be flowing. There's no way this guy's your soulmate, and he's married to another one with 5 or 6 kids or even 2 kids or whatever, and won't leave his wife to be with you, then you guys are not twin flames. You could be some kind of a strayed soulmates.
But let me ask you this. How about if she's in a marriage with 5 or 6
Same
kids?
Thing. Same thing.
So that's
don't
just
matter
no?
the gender. Don't matter the
No,
gender.
but if they're both in the same situation, could that be a twin flame situation?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
You might have a soulmate connection.
Mm-hmm.
You could be kindred souls and say, I feel connected. Oh my God.
But wouldn't that be still more powerful than being in a marriage that had none of that whatsoever?
Well, of course. And you mentioned that earlier about people who've been together a long time, and like I said, they love each other, but they're not in love with each other. They want to hurt each other, but they want to leave. And
yes.
that's why people commit adultery, eventually, because they can't handle the truth, or they haven't been honest with their partner,
So that's a good point. Okay, so let's stop right there. So if you are having some sort of itch that you need to maybe step outside, this would be a good time to communicate with your partner.
Yeah, every time I've had a girlfriend that I met somebody else, I'd break up with her so I could be with that girl.
And then come back and tell her that you hooked up with that girl?
Yeah, I've done it.
I'm going to plead the fifth on this conversation.
It's true. No, for sure. I broke up with this girl. I met somebody else, and I had to be honest. Look, I'm dating somebody else now, and she took it very hard. And, at one point in my life, I dated more than one woman at the same time, but I was honest with each one of them.
Yes.
Of course, safe sex, but I mean, honest with each one of them to know that, yeah, I am seeing somebody else besides you. Mm-hmm. Because I learned after having my heart ripped out several times that I had to, love myself first.
Absolutely.
And the truth with women always sets me free.
Oh my God. I mean, and if it's their choice to stay, that's on them.
Yeah. Honestly, I have to be strong enough to say, hey, look, I love you as a person. I want to go out with you, but if we're not going to have a good time, I'd rather just stay home. Honestly, why would I? I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we should be having fun. Mm-hmm. Even if it's watching TV, we should be having fun. We should be having fun.
Laughing.
If we're not having fun, then why in the hell do I want to hang out with you?
Humor is so important.
And why in the fuck would I want to marry you?
Oh, I know. Boring ass.
Or even teaching my twin flame.
Otherwise.
That's just bullshit, I mean, there are people who have some adult relationships, which mean they're together and they have an understanding. That's great, But I'm talking about as an individual, after a while, you're going to have certain things that you have to do, to keep yourself happy. And being true to yourself is going to be the first one.
I think we spoke about this before, like prior to getting into a relationship, like one individual needs to have their happiness, the other individual needs to have their happiness, and then you create that third trifecta together.
Well, yeah, because 1 and 1 equals 2, and 2 automatically creates a third energy.
So what I notice is that the most women that are like the most miserable, it's people that really hide behind their families. And I've asked a few people, if you didn't have your husband, if like right now with them being okay, your husband was to disappear and your kids were to disappear, what would be your purpose? And no one can answer that. And I think that's very telling. And I think you should find your purpose before you get
I can
into
understand
these
that.
things.
I mean, when my first marriage, I didn't realize till she left me that I was living for her and my kid. I wasn't living for myself. I didn't have the motivation.
So then when they left, it was hard. It hurt.
Oh yeah, I was suicidal, man. It was
this
crazy,
is another layer of protection, so these things don't happen.
That was a great experience for me. So I learned that I had to love myself.
Yes.
It all came back to me. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter who was in or out of my life. I'm still here. And that's the truth. Mm-hmm. And, my kids will say, well, don't you want to be with somebody as you get older? I'm like, I'm going to die alone, most likely if I was going to die, but I'm making ascension, so it doesn't matter. But, either way, door A or door B, it doesn't matter. I mean, for me to think that I need somebody, no, I don't need somebody. I have a great energy in my field of love and compassion,
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think people are so adamant about finding someone to the end so they don't, because they're not uncomfortable with themselves, they don't want to face themselves alone?
I'm still hoping to find somebody I'll make ascension with. We'll see.
But that's a serious question.
It is a serious.
Because like at the end of your life, all you have to do is just reflect on your life and things that you've done.
Well,
do you think that because it's so important to find someone else, so it takes your mind off of having to face yourself through things in your life?
I don't know. I couldn't say that because I'm trying to create great memories while I'm here.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people do, though. And I don't think they understand that the power of being able to make that happen for themselves.
My life continues. What I'm doing here, I'll do in the next dimension. So I know that. So it's different. I feel every soul has a different path on that level who's not on their spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Their soul's going to process way differently than ours. That's just the truth.
And I
you
think
know what I'm
that
saying?
is for everybody individually, correct?
Well, everybody's going to have to go through some kind of a transformation.
Oh,
It's just a matter of time. But I mean, those of us who are studying the keys of Enoch, who are looking and studying to prepare for the fifth dimension, that's pretty serious information.
It really is.
And now, if you got a girl or a guy who's studying the keys with you, and you're living together, and you're on that path, that would be the twin flame for sure.
Oh yeah,
that would be.
That is rarer than a Pokemon.
Yeah, you have a higher self connection, lower self, and you got the keys there and all that. Boom, that should be telling you got something. But even that doesn't guarantee anything in life, from what I'm, and that's why no matter who you're with, when it comes to love, you have to be prepared to pick up the ball and play it by yourself, and not go through any emotional breakdown or through anger or hatred, which has no place in any relationship.
No,
at
love
all.
is humble. It's
love is
not
unconditional.
jealous.
Love is unconditional.
And love is communication.
I told
by the
women
way,
before
that's one thing. Love is communication.
Well,
that's a secret.
You bet. Girls have broke my feelings. Yeah, I love you, Trevor. I don't want to be with you. Really? God dang.
But you gotta love the honesty. You gotta love the honesty.
Yeah, I wish you the best. Peace. Then lady go, bitch.
Next. Where's that little black book from the 80s?
Yeah, where's the next one? Spirit always provides. How much time do we have? Okay, how much have we got in? 25 minutes. Okay, well, we're still good here to talk about some more twin flame stuff, because going back to this now, I mean, I love having more than one soulmate. Life is very exciting, for that reason alone. I always feel the next relationship's better, and it has to be.
It does.
But you have to hold out for that. You can't sit there with your cup empty and then have somebody try to halfway fill it for you. It's just not going to work that way if you're looking for that long-term energy. For me, I could have just a good adult night and be fun. Hey, that's fine. I might even have to go to a strip club for entertainment. But hey, I'm a man. I have a lower self. I'm not going to deny my lower self in some level. If my lower self wants to go out and have fun, I'll go out and have fun, because I pray, I meditate, and I'm a spiritual being totally.
But that's if you're single, not when you're in a relationship.
No, in a relationship, no. But I'm just saying single, and I'm not talking about women go to Chippendale, sure, but I'm talking about, and I don't say that in a negative way, but I'm just saying there's many different ways you can entertain yourself as an adult. You can, COVID's here now, so you really can't go out and do anything. But, going to the casinos, I've met plenty of women at the casinos, and, a lot of fun out there. Talking to people, but yeah, I think you're right about that.
So for instance, let's just say you have such a huge heartbreak from a twin flame. What's somebody, since this is the spiritual life, what can we do spiritually to break those bonds?
First of all, if you had a heartache from a twin flame, they were not your twin flame.
Okay. Well, things happen. Like, I'm not going to go there. But
but I'm trying to tell you right now.
Yeah.
If you're talking a real twin flame, and there have been people in magic and metaphysics who have done that. Melody Dennings, Phyllis Osborne, they lived out their whole life together.
Well, how do you cut it off when you wanted to cut off from a soulmate then?
Well, first of all, you have to weigh out the table. What am I getting positive here? What am I getting negative? Have I learned a karmic lesson? Is the karmic complete between us? If I love having sex with you, but we're not talking, that ain't going to last long.
No, not at all.
Okay. And if we're not having sex, it's not going to last long. It's
not going to last long at all.
That's the glue, as they say, for the relationship, is intimate physically, so you can have intimate communication. And then there has to be that feeling of sharing the same goal. If we're dating, we have different lives, of course. You got a career, I got a career, of course. When two people come together and they actually live together, get married, or they just live together, they should have their own separate lives during the day. And at night, come together, have dinner, share their experience, talk about what they're planning, how they want to share and do things in the future.
Of course.
And call it a night. There shouldn't be all this drama during the day and deflection.
And messy text messaging.
Well, yeah, because you want your partner to be productive, and you want to be productive. How can I do that? By focusing on the job I have to do. I can't focus on your bullshit and get my job done.
Yes. Oh, like with really insecure significant others.
Oh,
yes.
my God. I remember my wife would say, don't go to work. Say, honey, we have employees waiting at the door. I have to open this place up. I mean,
now let me ask you. So, for those twin flames that did decide to leave their spouses, and they're meant to be together, so how would you help them? How would you help them overcome the transition to their new lives? Well, is there something spiritually that they should be focusing on?
Get a reading, and I can tell you what their future looks like with another twin. Again, that person was not yeah. There you go. No, it's TravisTidwell.us. Thank you, Ashley. But no, but the whole deal is you couldn't have been a fucking twin flame if you broke my heart. How in the hell can I accept now that you're a twin flame?
No. These people both left their significant others to be with each other. What would you counsel them spiritually for them to be able, because they're about ready to go through some shit. People are going to be like, you just turned everyone's lives upside down.
Yeah,
like, what do you do?
Congratulations. You congratulate them, give them a bottle of champagne. You had the strength to follow your own true will and to follow your heart no matter what anybody else told you. You made a very humanistic choice. You did something as a human that you had the power and the right to do, make your own choice. You can't live by their expectations. We finished on the Hierophant. Mm-hmm. People who prefer the outer forms of religion. Mm-hmm. People who need society's approval to do things. You know what I'm saying?
Course.
And no, we don't do that here. We don't care what you think. I don't care what anybody thinks. You know, when I start worrying about the only energy I care about is Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit and Dragon, what I got going on. Of course, my friends and family, my spiritual family care about people, but I'm not going to live by what you think, no.
So basically, if it's really true, you're going to do what you need to do to make it happen.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I just want to make it clear.
Yeah.
For anyone having doubts in your mind that you need to go out there and make it happen.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, call me. But here's the deal. You have to be prepared to step away from that person and say, okay, really, you're not fulfilling my cup. Mm-hmm. You say you're my twin flame, but I'm not happy. Everybody goes through an up and down. Don't get me wrong, but there's situations going on with a twin flame that has to be so high energy. It has to be on a very high note of energy, and has to be so, what's the word I'm looking for? Energyless, where you have to put no ease. It's easy. There's no heavy energy. You don't have to work for it. It just happens naturally.
Flows,
there's a flow.
Yeah.
Everything's in a synchronicity. Mm-hmm. You have the same foundation you're sharing, and everything's just a flow. That happens for some people. Don't get me wrong, but it's not an everyday occurrence. I would even still call that a twin flame. I go back to the word soulmate. So, talk about twin flame. You can take meditation. I see meditation signs. Meditation for twin flames. I'm thinking, that's interesting.
Well, honestly, if someone's trying to sell you some spell work saying that's free will, you're fucking with free will, and that is not good. You can't do that.
There's nobody who can do that.
For those people out there buying like $65 spells to
or
try to
$600 spells.
Oh, yeah, which is crazy. Like, at the end of the day, everyone has free will. That is the one God-given gift every single being in the whole universe has. Yeah. You cannot manipulate that.
Let me tell you what the
whatsoever.
highest magic is. The highest magic is love.
It is.
And when two people love each other, they can create anything. That's how powerful love is.
It's true.
But most people have a false sense of what love is. They have a very dysfunctional feeling or philosophy about what love is.
A lot of people have never had healthy examples of what that was. And me being included, like, oh my God, my parents used to fight. Oh, it was terrible. And it would make me a little, I want to say, like, being a commitment phobe. So I did date a lot. Because I was like, I don't know about that.
Variety is the spice of life, let me tell you, honey.
Well, how are you? You're not going to go buy a car without test driving it.
That's right, baby. And that's right. And I like a fast car some night and a slow car other night. You know what I'm saying?
You polygamist. Get out of here.
I'm single. I'm single. Yeah. But going back to the twin flame. So, yes. So think very carefully what you have. But let's go back to the word karma for a moment. Mm-hmm. That word tells us that every relationship we have is karmic. Now, is this person here for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? You've heard that phrase.
I love that phrase.
And really, it has it's valid. That's a valid statement in a lot of ways.
It's true.
But karma rules everything, and if there's a karmic lesson, you have to learn. Once you learn it, it's going to split. And now, maybe the karma was for you to have life everlasting together physically and whatever. That's great too.
Yeah.
But that's not my choice. That's not your choice. That's just how your karma would be. And if that would be past life, maybe your past life must have been so strong and something was uncompleted. And that's what happened. You meet somebody, oh my God, there's a karmic connection. You didn't complete something in a past life.
I've been hearing about this a lot, so I'm glad you're talking about it.
And then you meet these person in your past life, and then you complete something, and how did it end? Because you completed the karma you didn't complete there. You completed it now.
Absolutely.
And it's so I go back to karma is everything for a relationship.
And this is rooted in the soul.
Definite soul, because everybody's looking for their happiness. What's my true will? I want to do my true will for money. That's what I want. My passion. My passion is my true will. Well, what is your true will?
A lot of people don't feel empowered whatsoever to do that.
Well, first of all, your true will is to be happy, and if you like slavery and,
Life and liberty for all.
Just not focused on the right things in life, I'm not going to slave for money.
Nope.
I'm not, sorry. And I don't mean it that word in a negative way. I'm just saying I know people who, and I was one of them years ago where, I spent all my time at work.
And I know a lot of people are like focused on the hustle and the money, but at the end of the day, those jobs aren't fulfilling them whatsoever. And that's happened to me, like spending so much time in human resources, thinking I just knew I wanted to help people, only to find like the organization to be like a fucking beast that treats employees like shit. And I'm like, this morally and ethically doesn't fucking work for me. And then like being employed by Spirit, it's like you get to help people, and it's also positivity that's encompassed around it. Yeah, and if
that's your true will, then so be it. But you're right about that.
But honestly, it may not be making you as much money, like your $32 an hour. It depends on how far you want to go with stuff.
And same thing with that relationship, honey. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Seriously, you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah, no. So that's what I was gonna say. So it doesn't matter as long as you follow your heart. That's always going to make you so much more
One thing my mom
happier.
always told me, man, is follow your heart. Always, come from love.
Mm-hmm.
If you can. I mean, it's
the money flows
sometimes.
After, if that's what you're into.
Like I said earlier, money comes and goes, man. I'd love to have more. I love money now. The older I got, the more I loved money. But, without money, you can't have freedom in America. This is in India where I can just walk around with elephants and wildlife and go, hey, man, we're going to have a following. And I'm going to share
It's a vehicle to get you to where you need to go. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So anybody who feels like they got a soulmate, that's great. We all have more than one soulmate. We have soulmates for different reasons. That's great. Could be past life. I do all of that. I can give you all that information. But those are going to be the issues. I don't feel like sometimes I don't feel like everything's forever here right now, the way it looks on this planet.
I'm starting to realize that a lot of things aren't forever. And it's when we talk about going back to marriage and twin flames, like I think back in like the ancient Renaissance times, a marriage would last 7 years, and then you'd go back in front of your little townsmen, your, clergy. Oh my God, I can't even talk tonight. Your clergy of people. And you would just be like, hey, I want to keep it moving, or I would like to spend another 7 years together. And I thought that was a fair thing to do.
Are you joking?
No, I'm
Come
dead
on.
serious.
I've never
we
heard
need to
that.
bring that back. And I'm not saying for myself, but I think it would help a lot of people. Like it would, to be like, hey, are we doing this? Actually, let's,
like I said, mix it up.
That.
Just mix it up. Or, one of my friends told me years ago, he goes, when I got divorced my first wife, he goes, don't divorce her. He goes, stay separated for 10 years and then get back together. Because I did it. I was like, holy moly.
Some people just know. Some people know.
It was sad. I thought it was the end of my life, and it was a very troubling time for me, but I realized that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Mm-hmm. The best thing that ever happened. So a lot of times it was the darkest moment was actually everything that was the darkest moment for me with a woman was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, those are the times where you grow. That's when you really start growing as a person.
Yeah, because you can't have growth without change.
I don't want to always say that pain is like suffering equals growth, because I don't want to believe that, but it does help.
Well, change is growth, and if it hurts, so be it. Sometimes a snake has to work extra hard to get rid of that skin. Sometimes
I like that. I like that mindset.
But going back to twin flames again, I mean, I wish you the best. I feel it's a joke if you think you have a twin flame who's with somebody else. Now, if you guys get together and you make it happen, then I'd say bravo.
Yes.
Don't care what anybody thinks. Nobody can judge. Only God can judge me now.
So one last question I have for you before we wrap up. Okay, so for someone that would like to call in their twin flame, what could they do at home to call them in?
Wow. Well, first of all, that's a tough question. The first thing I would do is I would call all my angels to me, because now you're talking twin flame. You need some angelic and spiritual help. That's not going to happen through the dating system, I'm sure, on something. You got to channel that into your life. Mm-hmm. All my angels come close to me now, and whoever your main angel is, this is what I need. I want my next soulmate. I want my soulmate now.
So can they light like a candle? Can they do light some sage?
Of course, they could light a candle. They could light some. They could go to the sacred altar and light a candle, some sage or incense of some sort. And pray to Spirit and ask for that to manifest.
So you have to surrender.
Well, yeah, honestly, I can't get anything done in my life unless I do some magic or prayer meditation on it for some reason. It just doesn't happen.
Of course.
So that's the work I have to put in. But for other people who got big money and things are flowing, whatever, I mean, it's different for them. For me, it's different. So I feel like most people in America don't realize their potential just on the conscious level, let alone what they're doing for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I do agree with that.
So, and then we look at, again, Twin Flame. Really, I feel that if you feel you have it, more power to you, but really you're more or less just soulmates 9 times out of 10. But
don't get completely discouraged for
yeah,
that
don't
one
get discouraged.
point,
I'm not saying it can't happen.
Of those
I'm not 100% even when I do readings for people. If you want to contact me, Travis Tidwell, podcast at gmail.com. If you want to connect with Ashley, because I'm sure you guys do out there.
Yes, please find me on Instagram at the Pisces Life Coach. You guys can set up a consultation about life coaching, goddess life coaching, goddess empowerment, and also hit me in my DMs there.
Yeah, there you go. And I also don't forget that for those of you on Spotify, we are on YouTube also. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, we're on Spotify and iTunes. And we want to thank you for coming in to us tonight and allowing us to talk and communicate with you.
Absolutely.
I want to thank Ashley. I love having her here. She's been great to have on the show. I want to thank my executive producer, Athena.
Thanks, Athena.
Yes, sweetie. And I want to thank the Lord God Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit, Sacred Dragon, Hermes, Mercurius, and all of our angels and guides here present this night. And I want to thank the viewers. And I say bless to all of you. Bless you out there. God bless you out there. Your family, your children, your pets, your friends, your loved ones. Bless you all out there. May Divine Spirit be with you always. Peace.
So be it.
So be it.
Time has come for a change.